Daring Abroad, brought to you in partnership with Bank Diaspora Banking. Banking just like home.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Michael Zimanji and you are just in time for today's show. Now, Kenyans in the diaspora are heavily investing back home, with real estate being one of the most preferred investment sectors. Now, we will tell you how Centum Real Estate is capturing this market and assisting Kenyans abroad identify sound investment opportunities. We have this and much more, but first, our highlights.
My main goal was to study and go back home to Kenya.
Why Kenyans in the diaspora are eager to connect with their motherland, with real estate being one of the most sought-after investment vehicles.
We have quite a number of our customers from diaspora.
Find out how Centum Real Estate is positioning itself as the go-to company for the diaspora as they tour the United Kingdom. From the US, a taste of home, as professional coffee brewer Faisal Mainge brings the art of Kenya coffee roasting to Portland.
Kenya coffee is highly sought everywhere.
It's everywhere?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And on our back home segment, tax incentives for the diaspora from Kenya Revenue Authority.
If you declared this income in 2021, you got 100% waiver of interest and penalty.
With that out of the way, let's cross over to the United Kingdom with Centum Real Estate.
It was a series of events that was months in the making, spanning across multiple cities all over the United Kingdom. From Reading to London, Coventry to Leeds, and even little-known communities like Gatwick, no expense was spared. The goal? Educating the UK diaspora on sound and profitable investment opportunities available to them back home through Centum Real Estate.
We want to show people in UK the opportunities available in real estate back at home, and specifically the opportunities available at Two Rivers, in our affordable housing in Kasarani, 265 Elma1, in our Vipingo development in Coast, Kilifi, and in Uganda, Palmarina and Tebe.
Yes, for 3 weeks, Centum RE was on a deeply engaging meet and greet mission dubbed Real Talk.
We have a very good relationship with Centum.
Chams Media was also present as their media partner. We documented every bit of the engagements.
Diaspora is one of our key markets and one of our strategic markets that we are looking at, where we have quite a number of our customers from diaspora, and our business is customer driven. We go to where the customer is, so we want to meet our customers in diaspora and share with them the opportunities that are there back home and the competitive advantages that they have to invest back home.
According to the Central Bank of Kenya, Kenyans in the diaspora sent home about $4 billion in remittances last year, with the United Kingdom ranking among the top of countries that remit the most. Officially, the United Kingdom has over 150,000 Kenyans, making it quite a valuable market for Kenyan companies. Emerging trends indicate that more and more Kenyans in the diaspora are branching off from traditional investment routes and are now diversifying their portfolios, utilizing more organized investment vehicles and venturing into different sectors like real estate.
We have a sizable population of people from diaspora who have invested with Centum Real Estate, and UK is leading in that number. That's why UK market is a key priority for us as a developer.
The market back home is supported by solid fundamentals. There is a huge market gap and a huge market need for affordable housing, and housing in every spectrum. There is huge demand for rental market, that's one. Two, the currency is in their favor. If I look 1 year back, the pound was exchanging at 142. Today is exchanging at 183, a possible 40% discount. So this is the best time for you to invest back home. For diaspora residents who may never come back to Kenya, but often come to Kenya as a holiday destination or Uganda, we can offer them a holiday destination in Vipingo, in Nairobi, and in Kampala. And that makes sense for you to be there for a period of time, and while you are away, your unit gets some rental income.
Now, this is not the first time that Centum RE has been to the United Kingdom. The real estate titan continually makes a point to foster relations with Kenyans living here. One such person is Reading-based Joseph Bonaya Pakia, a sexual health advisor working for the National Health Service. Bonaya has been living in the United Kingdom for about 20 years now.
Some of my uncles studied in Europe. One of them specifically, who is more or less like my role model, came to the UK, studied in Birmingham, and then from there went back to Kenya, worked and rose up the ranks, and at some point he was blessed enough to be the Permanent Secretary of Health the time I was coming to the UK. So for me, him being as a role model, I felt I also want to do what he more or less did. So my first thought was also to go to America. But obviously I made my applications to the universities and wherever. The school fees was very expensive. In the long run, there was someone who was already in the UK who was working as a nurse. And she told me, have you ever thought of Britain? That's my current sister-in-law. Have you thought of Britain? And I'm like, no, I haven't thought about it. And then she said, oh, you can actually come and join me here. And that's how she gave me the application processes and whatever, and then I applied. I've worked in old homes whereby all you do really is taking care of their personal care, kuwasafisha, kuwaogesha, assisting them with meals, assisting them with medications, and that's basically what I was doing at that particular time. But sweeping I also did a little bit.
Over time, the Kenya Medical Training College alumnus was able to finish his adaptation to nursing course and entered the job market. He eventually married his campus sweetheart and started a family. But the son of Tana River was not done. In 2010, he decided to further his studies and enrolled for a master's program at Oxford Brookes University. This is what landed him in his current position. But even with all this success, Kenya was always on his mind.
Home is always home. Wherever you go, home is home. I was not planning to stay here for a long time. My thought was 2 years, 3 years. And then for some reason, God made it possible for me to be able to stay longer. But my heart is still at home.
It is this longing that steered Bonaya into investing in Kenya. Sadly, he burned himself trying to, a tale that is all too familiar for Kenyans abroad.
So the first thing you start depending on are either brothers, sisters, relatives, and at the same time, sometimes you get people who a company that they say they'll sell land for you, and then unfortunately, 1 year down the line, you actually find that land either is non-existent, or secondly, you may find somebody has actually built. Like in my case, someone had built in the land that I'd actually bought at a place where I felt that I wanted to build a retirement home. So I came back quite deflated. I was asking myself, what do I do? And sometimes you may even feel like giving up and saying, oh, you know what, forget about Kenya.
This is where Centum Real Estate came into the picture. While surfing the internet, Bonaya stumbled upon an advertisement by Centum RE, and without wasting time, he reached out, did his due diligence, and began investing.
And I do not regret, because they always kept us in contact. Every month, I remember they were bringing a newsletter, giving us the progress, and by the time we got the end product, I was pleased with it. And going forward, I've continued investing with them in other areas within that development, and I look forward to possibly doing that for projects in Nairobi, and I also know that they've got the projects in Uganda, Kampala.
Our market is a global market. Anyone in the world can invest in any part of the world. Capital chases the best opportunities, and we believe we can channel that capital to Centum Real Estate and give a decent return.
The pound is very strong, and it tells you that the purchasing power for diaspora in UK, when they are investing back home, they have an advantage over any other diaspora country.
But it was not all about the basket of goodies from Centum RE. The sessions also provided a platform for the UK diaspora to share the issues they faced while investing in Kenya and seek clarification on other pertinent issues.
One of the key challenges that people in diaspora experience is the track record. They don't want to invest and then they are not assured that they are getting value for their money. We are also addressing the issue of property management. Who takes care of that property once they buy? So at Centum Real Estate, we are giving people products that are ready. And for property management, we at Centum Real Estate, we offer that service. So what it entails is we look for a tenant for you, we maintain that house, we attend to the repairs and maintenance, and we collect the rent on your behalf and remit it to your account. So even when you're in diaspora, you can be assured that your property will be taken good care of and you can enjoy your return. And when you come back home, you can stay in one of these mixed-use development that you're doing.
We've looked at the investment cycle for a diaspora customer. We've resolved financing issues. We've partnered with the banks, circles, so they can get their financing. We've looked at the remittance, the most cost-effective way of doing it, and we've adjusted to the currency that they would like the funds remitted in, and we've worked with their timelines. So we are responding to the customer need as they like, and we are providing the amenities, the infrastructure, and the quality of life that is greater than what is here today, with a lot of greenery and stable weather.
It is this personalized touch that made Kenyans in the UK, like Bonaya, not think twice of investing through Centum RE.
I heard about Centum 3 years ago, and I tried to do some research about them. When I went to Kenya, I went to Two Rivers and invested in them, in their Cascadia project. So far, so good. I've had a good positive experience. They listen to you, they hear you. Sometimes finances are a challenge, but I speak to them and tell them I'll put more money the following month, and they're quite understanding and they don't have any pressure.
I have been discussing with a few of my friends that, you know what, we need to start investing back home. So I just thought, let me find out more information. And you know what, it's also good to know if they have offers, especially if it's in person. So yeah, that's why I decided to come through. The main thing that definitely I took away were the financial, like the payment options. That I didn't know there were that many. Because the typical option you'd think of is, okay, I need to pay in cash, I need to pay mortgage, but I got to learn about different payment plans that, yeah, they sound quite affordable, they sound doable and practical.
According to Centum RE, the Real Talk Tour was but a taste of what they have in store for the diaspora. And with the continued support of their abroad-based partners, the diaspora has a lot to look forward to.
So that means if any company is able to actually venture to come directly to the source and speak to the source, understand the source, know their problems, know exactly what they want, speak to them and hear how they can change or how they can diversify their products or make them better, why not?
We are creating social cities. If you're in the middle class, you can still get something and own a home. And if you are in the high-end category, you can still have a home within our developments. We have competitive pricing ranging from 1.98 million all the way to 45 million Kenya shillings. So in that entire spectrum, we have varieties that our investors can choose from.
It's been an impactful interaction. It's been an enriching experience. And we look forward to expanding this to cover the entire of Europe and other continents.
What an amazing series of events, and being there front and center, I can confidently say that Kenyans are indeed yearning to invest back home, and with the help of companies like Centum Real Estate, this is more of a reality than wishful thinking. Time now for our Diaspora Bite with TapTapSend.
Diaspora Bite, brought to you by TapTapSend. Send money to Kenya from the diaspora by simply downloading the TapTapSend app today to get started.
For young people, please come in because there are opportunities. You can be able to acclimatize quicker and you can be able to understand what needs to be done, and you've got an opportunity of many years to be able to work and understand the system So it's a matter of getting to know the system.
Diaspora Byte, brought to you by TapTapSend. Send money to Kenya from the diaspora by simply downloading the TapTapSend app today to get started. Download and use the code Chams Media and instantly get a cash bonus on your first transfer.
Wise words there. Time for us to go on a short break. But when we return,
Kenya coffee is highly sought everywhere.
It's everywhere?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
a taste of Kenya in the USA with professional Kenyan coffee brewer Faisal Mainge. Also ahead, tax incentives for the diaspora from Kenya Revenue Authority.
Guys, yes! It's bigger and it's better. Bamba Nyumba na AMG Realtors.
We're not giving out just a shamba, we're giving out a shamba with a house. Nyumba.
Isitoshe, we have weekly gift vouchers. A 50 by 100 plot at the end of every month. Let me tell you what you need to do. It is very simple. For every 100,000 Kenya shillings that you're spending with us on any of our properties, you automatically get an entry into the Bamba Nyumba draw and stand a chance to win prize number 1, gift number 2, and number 3. So contact us today.
You're watching Daring Abroad, brought to you in partnership with Corp Bank Diaspora Banking. Banking just like home.
Welcome back to the show. Now imagine waking up to a cup of freshly brewed Kenyan-made coffee while in the United States. Well, this is the luxury that Faisal Mainge is bringing to residents of Portland City. Our crew, led by Alex Chamwada, were able to catch up with him, and this is what they were served.
Let's begin by showing you where Portland City is located on the world map. Yes, it is in Oregon State, that is situated in the northwestern part of the United States. And this far is where Faisal Maingi is promoting Kenyan coffee as a coffee roaster in partnership with his business partner, Justin Kagan. Their company is known as Abundance Coffee Roasters and Importers. Faisal begins by showing us how they do coffee roasting. Hi Justin, how are you? Hello.
Yeah, this is Sweet Maria's Kenyan Kamoini pea berry. It's pea berry because it's just one seed, as you can see.
One seed meaning?
Meaning that the bean never split. It's one of the
Coffee cherry has two seeds, and this sometimes there's a mutation. We only get one seed, and it's a different shape.
Yeah.
So what's the name of this?
It's a pea berry from Kamoini.
Where is that exactly?
That's in central Kenya.
Central Kenya.
Yeah.
Which county is this?
This should be Kirinyaga.
Kirinyaga?
Yeah.
Okay. So you source part of your coffee from Kenya?
Yes, yes.
You ship from Kenya?
Our favorite.
Yes. Favorite.
Your favorite? Why?
I love it.
The quality.
I love the quality. It's
Actually Kenyan coffee is loved across the world.
across the world.
Because of the quality.
Extremely high quality, extremely meticulous in the way they process the coffee. Never any problems with Kenyan coffee.
Okay. Great.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the peaberry has a very sweet taste, which you don't get from other coffees. That's why people like it. It's very fruity and floral, which we like.
So now the coffee is in, we've reached a certain temperature and we're gonna roast the coffee.
Okay. So the roasting has begun.
Yeah, so that's called dropping. The coffee drops in the drum.
Dropping.
And this, you can see, as the coffee is cooking or whatever, roasting.
So Faisal, for how long have you been doing this? Since when?
2016.
Since 2016.
2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you venture into this?
Oh, I think I was just trying to help my family do sell coffee in the U.S. And they had this belief that many people in Kenya who are teachers get paid so enough money to be middle class families. And my great grandfather was able to take 10 kids to school by just farming coffee, but that's gone. So I think I just miss those days when people just be coffee farmers and make enough money to take care of their kids. And that's why we have this thing where we have to pay, wherever we buy coffee from, enough money to be able to live a middle class wage, which is, teacher's wage according to us. Enough money to be able to take their kids to school and support women. I think that's
okay.
It's a very noble goal. Yeah.
So I mean, in the market, are there other coffee roasters doing Kenyan coffee here in Portland?
Yes, everywhere. Kenya coffee is highly sought everywhere.
It's everywhere?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah.
Very famous.
Very famous. Yeah.
And
I mean, it's surprisingly how much famous it is here and how much sought it is and how much the low price and farmers are destroyed in Kenya. Yeah, there's a big disconnect which I think someone has to fix it. Yeah.
But you see, there are those who say it's the consumers. There's a gap in between. Is it the middleman? Why? Because the price of coffee abroad is quite high. Then the farmer asks, why does that not have a trickle-down effect on us? Where is the...
Yeah,
where do we lose it?
It's complicated. I mean, this machine costs money, electricity, and all. So when you factor those things when you're roasting coffee, the price goes up because you get...
Oh, so it's value addition.
It's value addition.
So by the time you are drinking the coffee, the price you are factoring in what has gone in to make that coffee.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
One big change that's happened in Ethiopia and Kenya, which are the most important coffee countries in Africa, East Africa, is that there are farmers that are selling directly now. They don't have to go through the exchanges, not in all cases. But originally it was a kind of a different kind of tiered system.
Yeah.
Also, the farmer gets a better price when you are buying directly from them.
The farmers, yes.
No middleman.
No middleman. Now you can see the coffee is browning.
Yeah, it's getting brown.
Yeah.
It's just about the midway point of the roasting cycle.
And you have to get the temperature right.
Yes.
For Faisal and Justin, this sounds like a hobby, something they have passion for, something they enjoy. But yes, they are in business. And after the coffee roasting experience, we now go into what is known as coffee tasting.
On Saturdays, we have a coffee tasting. So people bring their friends. They pay $80 to do the tasting, just 2 hours. And we just take them from a journey from different coffees from the world, and then they can try different coffees, and of course we vote which is the best coffee at the hand, which is Kenyan. I'm biased.
So they taste coffee from various parts of the world, including Kenyan.
Yeah, in Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah. Cheers, Alex.
Cheers. Faisal, finally. Now, if you do not find Faisal roasting coffee, you will find him on the seashore, not having fun, but running yet another business of boat sailing. He has been doing this since 2018. He has 2 boats, and remember, this is Pacific Ocean. So what happens here?
Oh, this is a marina where we do some of the coffee tasting in summer. We bring people with the boat, in my boat, and sit down and enjoy coffee while we go out and enjoy the beautiful river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us your background, where you were born, brought up.
Born in Machakos, Went to school in Kangundo and then in Machakos again, and then went to University of Nairobi. I was going to study education, and then I got an opportunity to come to the US.
So you did not continue?
No.
How far had you reached at the University of Nairobi? 1 year at the University of Nairobi?
Yeah.
And you called it quits? Kuja maju.
I got lucky.
I
got lucky.
How did you manage to come?
I had a sponsorship to come to University of Portland to do journalism, and then that's what happened.
Oh, you're a journalist by training.
And then
So you did journalism at the University of Portland?
No, I quit that.
Oh, you quit that also? Faisal says he quit journalism because he was advised journalism was not marketable. Then he changed to nursing.
And I did nursing. I'm finishing my doctorate in nursing. And then I think I remembered, I think sometimes you always remember where you come from, and that's when I remember, like, how can I impact the people who, made me who I am? And I think coffee was one of the things which was always in my mind. Helping those farmers, seeing children go to school because, you're paying their coffee very well and helping supporting those families. And that's what made me transition to coffee.
But had you worked much in nursing in that field?
Yeah, I did.
How many years?
About 10 years.
So how has it been for you? I mean, the coffee sector, coffee business?
Oh man, the coffee has been amazing. We have as I talked about the experience when we do cupping with you. I mean, we
that
sell
was
out,
amazing.
Yeah, we sell out every weekend. I mean, and that's luxury. We also sell a lot of coffee.
What is one or two things you may recommend to just make coffee sector better in Kenya?
Very good question.
Yes.
Yeah, it's starting to pay the farmers what they need to be paid, and it's a fair wage, for the work they do, and teach people how to drink their own coffee, so they're more invested in what they're doing. Otherwise, people just they farm coffee, but they don't know what it tastes, what they're looking for. As you saw with the pea berry, it has to be perfect. The people in America, they're looking for perfect beans. They need to be same shape. There's no bugs fight. There's no bugs bites on those coffee. So that takes a lot of work. But once we don't reward the coffee farmers, they don't see the need to put all that work,
Quite inspiring from Faisal, and many thanks to Alex Chamwada for that story. Time now for our back home segment, and today we get to hear from the Kenya Revenue Authority all about tax and the incentives they have for the diaspora. Tell us a bit about your department. What exactly do you deal with?
The two main revenue departments in Kenya Revenue Authority are the Customs Department that deals with border control, and Domestic Taxes Department that deals with the collection of the domestic revenue in the country.
Now, Kenyans are a very daring population, and we have a number of them in the diaspora. How do you tax them?
When we get to taxation, we do not look into the citizenship aspect, but we look into the residency of the person. We look into first, does the person have a permanent home in Kenya? And that person was present in Kenya for any period of time. And number two, when you do not have a permanent home in Kenya, and you are present in Kenya for a period of 183 days or more, you automatically become a resident for that year of income. And finally, if you do not have a permanent home, but for that specific year of income, you are present in Kenya plus 2 prior years for an average of more than 122 days, you automatically become a resident. Payment of tax is on our iTax platform, and being an online platform, whichever part of the world you are in, you access our iTax portal, and on iTax you put your PIN and password. And for the Kenyans, we get our PINs by using our national ID details. So we visit iTax, we input our national ID details, the system will ask more about what are our incomes, so that we are able to say, do we have a business income, do we have rental income, do we have employment income? And then after that, we submit after putting in our contact details. Then the system automatically assigns us a PIN number. And if we are having those other incomes, the system will also be able to get the tax obligations. Once now we get the PIN and it has the relevant tax obligations, then we start paying our taxes.
quite interesting. Let's now talk about any incentives. Does the authority have any incentive for Kenyans living in the diaspora?
Currently, we have a voluntary tax disclosure program whereby any person who had not declared their incomes between the year 2015 to 2020 July have been given a window. We call it voluntary tax disclosure, whereby if you declared this income in 2021, you got 100% waiver of interest and penalty. If you declared this income in the year 2022, you got a 50% waiver of the interest and penalty. And if you're declaring it this year, you get a waiver of 25%.
Now, we know that the authority is committed to serving all Kenyans despite where they are, as long as they're residents. Tell us a bit about the forums that you use to engage with these Kenyans, and how can they access this information?
We have a unit that deals with international relations. And one of the key things that this unit does, it liaises with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs through the State Department of Diaspora Affairs to ensure that the concerns of Kenyans in diaspora are taken care of. Matters taxation, so that we have platforms that we are able to enlighten our Kenyans in diaspora about the taxation, about the investments, about incentives, about exemptions, and all that. And we will continue doing that this year. We indeed have a work plan that we work with to ensure we reach as many Kenyans in diaspora as possible.
Cooperative Bank, we are you.
That brings us to the end of the show. Many thanks to our guests and to you for tuning in. On behalf of the crew that was involved in the production of this week's episode, we say, let's do this again next time.
Daring Abroad, brought to you in partnership with Coop Bank Diaspora Banking. Banking just like home.